Students, we are learning lesson number 6 from the science paper number 2, and in this lesson we are going to study about how these animals are classified, classification of animals. So we are studying criteria for the classification of the living organisms or criteria for the classification of animals, and in this before this we have studied first point in the classification of the criteria for the classification, and in that first point is their body organization. Body organization we have studied. Protoplasmic is there, cellular is there, cell tissue is there, then tissue organ is there, then organ system is there, and then whole body. This one is the body organization. Now next point we are going to study, and that next point is there, that one is there, body symmetry. Second point is there, body symmetry. So what is meant by body symmetry? We are going to study about body symmetry. Body symmetry. So what is meant by body symmetry? That one we are going to study. So first, conceptual understanding is most important. Conceptual understanding is most important. In that, if you understand concept, then it is very easy to understand or very easy to remember. So symmetry means what? Suppose some animals are there, and their body, if you cut through the imaginary axis, their body through the imaginary axis, then that animal's body will get separated, it will get divided into two equal parts or two equal halves, HALVES, two equal parts or two equal halves. If body is divided into two equal parts, then body is symmetrical. If body is not divided into two equal parts, then that body is asymmetrical body. So what is meant by symmetrical body and what is meant by asymmetrical body? So see, when you will say symmetrical body, if the body of that organism, living animal, is cut through the imaginary axis, and if it will get divided into two equal parts or two equal halves, then you are saying that body is symmetrical. And if through the imaginary axis, the body is not divisible into two equal parts, body is not divided into two equal parts or into two equal halves, then you are saying asymmetrical body. So depending upon what you can say, if body of living organisms, if body of living organisms or animals, you can say, if the body of living organism or animal, if the body of living organism or animal is divided into two equal parts or halves, two equal parts or halves by imaginary axis or imaginary plane, then it is symmetrical body. It is symmetrical body. So if body is divided into two equal parts by imaginary axis or imaginary plane, then that particular body is called as a symmetrical body. So first type is there symmetrical body. First one is there symmetrical body. And second thing is there asymmetrical body. Now see, if you will pass imaginary axis, or if you will cut that body through the imaginary axis, and if that body of that animal is not divided or cannot be divided into two equal parts, then you are saying asymmetrical body. So you will write same. If body of animal body of an animal cannot be divided into two equal parts or wholes by an imaginary axis or plane, then that body is called a symmetrical body. So we are going to see in detail. So here the example you can give a symmetrical body and symmetrical body. In that symmetrical body example you can give amoeba, paramecium. These are the organisms. Their body shape is not fixed. So what will happen? That body cannot be divided into two equal parts by any one axis of symmetry, or it cannot be divided into two equal parts. Then here symmetrical body, in that example you can give human body, human being. Then a goat is there, human being is there, goat is there. Then a cockroach is there, So these are some examples of the symmetrical body. Now after this we are going to study about types of symmetrical body. Types of symmetry we are going to study. Types of symmetry. So which are the types of symmetry? In that I will see in detail. In that symmetrical body is divided on types of symmetry. Radial symmetry is there and bilateral symmetry is there. So in the radial symmetry, what happens if imaginary cut passes through the central axis of the body, and it will give two equal parts. It will give two equal wholes or two equal parts by any plane of the body, by any axis of symmetry. Then such animals have many axes of symmetry, and that body is called as a radial symmetrical body or radial symmetry. So in that radial symmetry, first thing is there, if body of an animal is cut through, if body of the animal is cut through central axis, cut into central axis of the body, it gives two equal parts. Or wholes. HALVES, two equal parts or wholes by any plane of the body, or by any plane of body, or any axis of body, then it is called radial symmetrical body. So in this, if the body of an animal is cut through central axis of the body, it gives two equal parts or whole by any plane of the body or any axis of the body, then it is called as a radial symmetry. And one important thing is there, radial symmetrical body has many axes of symmetry. Many axes of symmetry. It is having many axes of symmetry, and examples of that particular radial symmetry are there. Starfish. So starfish is having 5 different planes passing through the central axis. So starfish is the example, and it is having 5 different axes. 5 different axes. 5 different axis which passes through the central axis, or 5 different axes of symmetry, you can say. Axis of symmetry. How many axes of symmetry are there? 5 axes of symmetry are there, and they are passing through the central axis or to the central part of the body. So this one happen about radial symmetry. Example you have to remember. Now next type we are going to study, and that one is there bilateral symmetry. Bilateral symmetrical body. So what do you mean by bilateral? Bi means 2. Lateral means sides. So body is divided into 2 equal parts, 2 equal halves, but here only one axis of symmetry is there. Here many axes of symmetry are not there. Here only one axis of symmetry is there. So next part, next type is there. Second one is there bilateral symmetry. Bilateral symmetry. So what is bilateral symmetry? If the body of animal is divided into 2 equal parts or halves by any one imaginary axis, then that body is there bilateral symmetrical. Any one, only one axis of symmetry is there. And in a radial, many axes of symmetry are there. So if the body of an animal, if the body of an animal is divided into 2 equal parts, 2 equal parts or halves, 2 equal parts or halves by only one, by only one axis, by only one imaginary axis, you can say, only one imaginary axis, only one imaginary axis, then that body is called bilateral symmetrical body. Bilateral symmetrical body. That body is called as a bilateral symmetrical body. Bilateral symmetry. Examples of that particular bilateral symmetry are there. Insects are there, fishes are there, frog is there, then a human being is there, again birds are there, and goat. So example, insects are there, in that cockroach you can take, human beings are there, human is there, birds are there, then goat is there, birds are there, goat is there, again you can take frog also. Example, you can take frog is also there, frog. So these are the examples of bilateral symmetrical organisms. So here symmetry, body symmetry, this point will end here. Next point is there germ layers. Next point we are going to study, and that one is there germ layers or germinal layers. So what are the germ layers? What do you mean by germinal layers? That one we are going to study in detail. So during the embryonic development of the body, what happens? Mesoderm is formed. And we have seen embryo means what? That one we'll see. So next point is there germ layers. Point number we can take next point For body organization we have given E. For symmetry, body symmetry we have given B. And now for germ layers we will take C. So germ layers. How many germ layers are there in the body or inside the body? Then we'll see. According to that one, there are two types. So germ layers are formed in the multicellular organism. In the multicellular organism, germ layers are formed, and during the embryonic development, when germ layers are formed during the embryonic development of the body. And depending upon how many germ layers are there, there are two types of the body. First one is there diploblastic body is there, and second one is there triploblastic body is there. So first one is the diploblastic. So animals in which are having only two germ layers. Two germ layers are there. The animal bodies or animals which are having only two germ layers, these are called as a diploblastic. So which are that two germ layers? That one are there. First one is there endoderm is there, and second one is there ectoderm is there. Endoderm and ectoderm. So endoderm and ectoderm, these are the two derms. And an example in that, all cnidarians, 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 these are coming into the diploblastic. And example is there hydra. In the example is there hydra. Next one is their body is there triploblastic. So in that triploblastic, animal body is made up of three germ layers. Animal body is made up of three germ layers. These are endoderm, mesoderm, and third one is there ectoderm. Endoderm extremely inside, mesoderm in the middle, and ectoderm is there outside. So depending upon germ layers, there are two types of the body. So one thing we'll write here, germ layers, or you can say animal body or germ layers are formed. Germ layers are formed during embryonic development of the body. Embryonic development of the body. Embryonic development of the body. So germ layers are produced, germ layers are formed during the embryonic development of the animal body. Embryonic development of the multicellular animal body, you can say. Multicellular animal body. Multicellular animal body. So germ layers are produced in the multicellular animal body during the embryonic development. And depending upon how many germ layers are there, there are types of types of the animals are there, or types of organisms, types of animals. In that, which are the types of animals? First one is there diploblastic animals. Diploblastic. So diploblastic in that, so the animal body has only two. Animal body has only two germ layers. Only two germ layers. The animal body has only two germ layers is called diploblastic body. Diploblastic body. But which two germ layers are there? Endoderm and ectoderm. Endoderm and ectoderm. These are the two germ layers. Example is there all cnidarians. Cnidarians. D-A-R-I-A-N-S. All Cnidarians. Don't say Cnidarians. Cnidarians. C is silent. All C-N-I-D-A-R-I-A-N-S. All Cnidarians. These are coming into the diploblastic. An example is that in that Hydra. Animal Hydra. Its body is there diploblastic. Now next one is there triploblastic. Triploblastic animals or triploblastic body. So here body is having body of these animals. Body of these animals have 3 germ layers. 3 germ layers. Body of these animals having 3 germ layers. Which germ layers are there? Endoderm, then mesoderm is there. Endoderm, mesoderm, and ectoderm. Ectoderm. These are the 3 germ layers. Body of these animals have 3 germ layers and is called which type of body? Triploblastic body. Triploblastic body. Such bodies are called as a triploblastic body. So examples of that triploblastic body is there. So you can say that examples, all the phylums after Cnidarians, they are coming into the triploblastic body. All the organisms after Cnidarians, all the organisms after Cnidarians are triploblastic. Triploblastic. So these are the 2 types of organisms which are present, or these are the 2 types: triploblastic body and triploblastic body, diploblastic and triploblastic body. So you can say here, you can draw a diagram also. Suppose one layer is there. So suppose this one is there, ectoderm. This one is there, dead layer is there, and inside, suppose this one is there, endoderm. If dead layer is there, this body is there, diploblastic. You can say this body is there, diploblastic body. And suppose dead layer, you will do like this for dead layer. And the next thing is that here, triploblastic. In that what will happen? Suppose this one is there, endoderm. This one will be there, mesoderm, and the outer will be there, ectoderm. Suppose this one is there, ectoderm. Middle will be there, mesoderm, and inner will be there, endoderm. So here mesoderm is formed. So this one will be the mesoderm, and in this mesoderm, this one will be, middle will be the mesoderm. You can do with pencil like this way you can do for the mesoderm. It will be mesoderm. Middle will be the mesoderm. Ectoderm, then mesoderm will be there, and this one will be there, endoderm. So this, like this way, bodies with germ layers are there. So next thing we are going to study, and that one is the body cavity. Next point is that Point number D will be there, body cavity. So we'll see what is meant by body cavity, and types of body cavity are there, and depending upon types of body cavity there are different types of organisms. Eucoelomate will be there, pseudocoelomate will be there, acoelomate will be there. So these are the types of that particular coelomic body cavity in that see. And after that we are going to study about body segmentation. We are going to study about body segmentation. So one by one we'll see. So now we are going to study about body cavity. Next point we are going to study, and that one is their body cavity. Point number D will take body cavity. So body cavity, in that body cavity also you are saying coelom, 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 body cavity. So in that, first of all we will see some explanation and then we will write. So the body cavity is present between body and internal organs. The cavity which is present between body and internal organs, it is called as a coelom. Second thing is there, in the multicellular animals, during the embryonic development, body cavities form either by mesoderm or gut. So in the multicellular organism, body cavity is formed, but when it is formed during the embryonic development, and it is formed either by mesoderm or gut. And depending upon body cavity, there are types of organisms. In that, first one is there, eucoelomate is there, second one is there, acoelomate is there, third one is there, pseudocoelomate is there, pseudocoelomate. So eucoelomate, body cavity is present in these animals. True body cavity is present in these animals. Example is there, phylum, what you can say, all phylums Annelida and all phylums after Annelida. Second one is there, acoelomate body. So body cavity is absent. In the acoelomate body cavity is absent. And example is there, porifera, nidaria and platyhelminthes. Phylum porifera, phylum nidaria, phylum platyhelminthes. And next thing is there, pseudocoelomate body. Pseudocoelomate body. So in this, body cavity is present. Body cavity is not formed by mesoderm or gut. Here true body cavity is not there. In the eucoelomate, true body cavity is there, but in the pseudocoelomate, true body cavity is not present. So it is not formed by mesoderm or gut. And phylum Aschelminthes, it is coming into the pseudocoelomate. So in the body cavity we will write some points. Body cavity is present. First point is there, body cavity is present between internal organs and the body. Body cavity is present between body and internal organs. It is called coelom, or also you can say body cavity. It is also called as a coelom or body cavity. Second point is there, in that second point, in all multicellular animals during the embryonic development, body cavity is formed either by mesoderm or gut. In multicellular animals, body cavity is formed during embryonic development. Body cavity is formed during embryonic development. Body cavity is formed during the embryonic development from mesoderm or gut. from mesoderm or gut, gut, from mesoderm or gut. So again here types are there, types of body cavity, types of body cavity. So in that, or you can say types of animals also, types of body cavity. In that, first one is there, or types of body depending upon cavity. First one is there, eucoelomate, eucoelomate bodies, eucoelomate organisms or body also you can say. So eucoelomate means body cavity is present in these animals and it is formed from the mesoderm or gut. Body cavity is present and formed from mesoderm or gut. Mesoderm or gut. An example of this one is there, Annelida and all phylums after Annelida. So example is there, example of this eucoelomate. Example, Annelida and all phylums, Annelida and all phylums after Annelida, Annelida and all phylums after Annelida. Second one is there, eucoelomate over, then acoelomate is there, acoelomate organisms or acoelomate body cavity. So body cavity is absent in these animals. Body cavity is absent. Body cavity is absent. Body cavity is absent in these animals. In these animals. So examples in this. Example is there. What you can say? Porifera, Cnidaria and Platyhelminthes. Phylum. Phylum. Which phylums are there in that? Porifera. Then Cnidaria and Platyhelminthes. 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 H-E-L-M-E-N-T-H-E-S. Platyhelminthes. Or M-I-N. Platyhelminthes. So next thing is there, third one. Third one is there in that third one, pseudocoelomate body. Pseudocoelomate. Pseudocoelomate. P-S-E-U. P-S-E-U. Pseudocoelomate. P is silent here. So body cavity is present, but it is not formed by mesoderm or gut. Body cavity, what you can say? Body cavity is not formed by mesoderm or gut. So here true body cavity is not there. And next thing is there, example is there, phylum, you can say Helminthes. Example is there, phylum Helminthes. Aschelminthes also you can say, Aschelminthes. Aschelminthes. So Aschelminthes. So these are the types of coelomic body. So in that first one is there, eucoelomate, true body cavity is formed by the mesoderm or gut, and Annelida and phylum after all phylums after Annelida. Acoelomate body cavity is absent in these animals, phylum Porifera, Cnidaria and Platyhelminthes. and pseudocoelomate in that body cavity is not formed by mesoderm or gut. And phylum Helminthes. And last criteria for the classification is there, and that one is their body segmentation. After this D5 is the body segmentation. Fifth one is the body segmentation. So we'll see what is meant by body segments. Which animals are having body segmentation? That one we'll see. Next, you can give the letter E will be there. After the E is there, then that one is there body segmentation. Body segmentation. So, what is meant by body segmentation? So, body of these animals, it is divided into small units. Body of some animals, it is divided into smaller units, and that segmented body, that body is called as a segmented body, and each small segment, each small unit, it is called as a segment. Body of these animals is divided into small units called as a segmented body, and each segment or each unit is called as a segment. And an example is there earthworms and annelids or annelids. So what you can say in this body, the body is divided into many smaller units. Many smaller units called segmented body. Segmented body. It is called as a segmented body. If the body is divided into many segments, many smaller units, it is called as a segmented body. Segmented body, you can say, and each small unit, you can say, each small unit is called as a segment. First point will give here, second point will give, and third point will give for example. So which are the animals which are having segmented body? In that first one is the earthworm and annelids. Earthworms are there, and annelids you can say, annelida or annelids. These are the animals which are having segmented body. So we have seen which points we have seen. One time I will revise quickly. First thing, in the criteria for classification, in that we have seen, first one we have seen, that one is there body organization is there. Body organization is there. In that we have seen protoplasmic, cellular is there, cell tissue is there, tissue organ is there, and organ system. Second one, B1 we have studied. That one is there body symmetry. That one we have studied body symmetry. In that symmetrical body, asymmetrical body, and symmetrical body again radial symmetry, and what you can say bilateral symmetry we have seen. C1 we have studied. C1 is there germ layers. Germ layers. Depending upon germ layers, diploblastic and triploblastic body we have seen. And in the D point we have seen body cavity. In that we have seen body cavity. So in that body cavity is formed from the mesoderm or gut during the embryonic development, and in that we have seen eucoelomate, acoelomate, and pseudocoelomate body. And last criteria for the classification we have studied, and that one is the body segmentation. Body segmentation. So this one you have to remember, and if you will follow this one, then it will be very easy to classify the living organisms or animals. So after this we are going to study one by one phylums. In next video we'll study that phylums. Okay.